What is up everyone, Barricade here, and today I'm bringing you guys my analyzation video of the Gears of War E-Day trailer. I know it's been a while guys, it's been a really long time since I made anything Gears of War related or really any content at all. I just haven't really felt into it, for a long time, but today I couldn't help but make a video. This trailer has got me hyped. This is something I've been wanting for years if you guys have watched my channel. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and just I'll pause random parts, things that I feel like are a point of interest. And we'll just go from there. So let's go. So hyped. So first thing we notice right here, we can see that Marcus, or we haven't seen Marcus yet, but we can see that this looks obviously like the inside of just a normal home, someone's home. They have the emergency message going out. It says it's kind of hard to read that. I think that says Kelowna District, follow safety protocols, proceed to nearest shelter. So essentially just pointing out, evacuate, get somewhere safe. And one thing I wanted to point out too is you notice right here, you see that it says welcome home and it shows like a cog symbol and all that. The main thing that's kind of sad about the Locust Human War is that it happens very shortly after the Pendulum Wars. Like they just got the blueprints of Hammer of Dawns. It took them a few years or so, like a year or so, to make the Hammer of Dawn. They defeated the UIR. I can't talk. UIR, and then maybe 2 weeks later, after the war's over, this happens. E-Day happens. So you got people barely coming home from the war against the UIR, having a good time, saying welcome home to their family members, and this is going on. Really sad. Anyways. See Marcus thrown through. He's fighting a Locust. The one thing I wanted to point out is if you notice the drone itself looks really freaky. They always had weird noses, but it almost looks like a skull face, which is interesting because if you pull up a picture of a drone right now, their nose doesn't exactly look like that. So I feel like they're trying to give it more like a darker, creepier face. And then also look at its armor. Its armor's a little different, like its shoulder pads, and it has a spiky wristband right here. That's kind of cool. Marcus is getting his ass whooped. He's trying to get his Retro Lancer, but he's fighting back, He wants to get his gun because he knows that physically he can't beat this thing. And that's one thing I like about this trailer is that they show a really good example of the Locust's physical strength. The game doesn't really depict that too well. Against a normal human, these things are relentless. They will literally beat the crap out of you. Boom, he had to use a weapon, grabs the TV, grabs the retro, he starts firing it in the air. If you notice, I think it kind of grazed him in the face a little bit. The Locust, just the sheer example of its strength. The fact that it was able to lift Marcus Phoenix, who's probably 6-something, several hundred pounds, lift him up like he's a freaking child, smashes him into the ceiling. As you can see right here, this ceiling is cracked. It freaking damaged the ceiling, and just by simply lifting him, slamming him into it. That's crazy. There's no way a normal human, a normal person could take on this thing. You can see his cog tags. It just says the property of the Coalition of Order Government. It says Marcus Phoenix, shows essentially his ID number and all that. So that was a cool little tidbit there. Actually, I want to go back real quick. I thought this was a cool little shot how we got to see Marcus without his band. That's kind of cool. We never really get to see that until Gears 3, so it feels kind of cool seeing a younger version of Marcus with his, his band off. Kind of humanizes him a little more. And then look at that, my face, dude. And it's because right here, if you go back real quick, this is what 103 in the trailer. Let me go back real quick. When he does that, I think he grazed the drone's face. You can see blood right here. I think that's blood. He kind of gunned him in the face a little bit. The sparks or the bullets kind of hit him in the face. So the Locust, is kind of hurt a little bit. And then right here when he slams him into the wall, you can see that his face is messed up. He has a bunch of cuts and blood is dripping down, and it's because when Marcus moved the gun like that, he kind of got him shot in the face. And then just the sheer detail of how ugly this thing is. The nose, like I said, looks different, doesn't look exactly normal. The face, the teeth, it's really bringing back that gritty, dark feeling of a Locust drone, the way the Locust should feel. And that's what I'm loving about this trailer so far. We are getting a dark, gritty Gears of War. And then oh wait, let's go back real quick, see if we can get another look at its face. Maybe I'll just check. There you go. I got it. Look at that thing. Wow. Just the sheer like detail of its face, its teeth. This is what I've always wanted in a Gears of War game. This looks freaking cool. We need to see more Locust look like this. And then it's funny because if you guys watched my videos before, I read the novels and stuff, it was showed that he got his scar. Marcus got his scar in the novels by getting bit by a dog while he was in the prison, the slab. You can see that he already has a scar right here. I think it's right here on the side of his face. But I was thinking that would have been kind of cool if they wanted to change the story. If they made it like this is how he got it, like he got kind of faced by the retro from a drone. That would have been kind of cool. But you know, it's cool that they're following the books though, because I believe that's his scar right here where I'm pointing with the mouse. But I for a second I thought that's what they were gonna do, but then I was like, oh wait, no, he already had a scar at this point because he got it while he was in the slab. And then one thing I wanted to point out that I thought was a cool little tidbit here. I don't know if they intended to do this, but you know, me being a nerd with the series, I couldn't help but notice it. When the retro gets stabbed in the wall and the drone rushes him, when Marcus pulls the retro off the wall, you'll see that the blade comes off. The blade comes off. The blade is still stuck on the wall. Right here, it sticks. And he actually unhooks it right here with this little tiny thing. I didn't know that what that little hook was for, or that little ring is for, but I guess that's what that is. It's to pull, I guess to release the knife. And the reason why is because a lot of the time with the retros is that they would have trouble with them stabbing into things. Like when they would try to fight the Locust, they would either break or they would get stuck and stuff like that. So that's what kind of made the retro a little essentially outdated when it came to fighting the Locust. Anyway, he pulls it out, boom, he kills him. And then, you know, later on, the other thing I wanted to point out too real quick actually is regarding the retro and how he had to take off the blade to shoot him. If you guys didn't know, if you watched my other videos, it was depicted in the novels, there was stated in the novels that the chainsaw bayonet was created from an idea that Ty had, the character Ty, where he used the buzzsaw to save Marcus while fighting a Locust. They tried to use a retro, and the blade snapped in half, and then they had to use essentially Ty picked up essentially like a buzzsaw, like a construction buzzsaw, and chopped the Locust in half, and then they thought like, oh, that's a great idea. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Like they show him using a retro, they show it kind of being useless, the blade not working as great as it could have, you know, and that kind of depicts like, you know, maybe this will be like a hint to them showing how the chainsaw is created. So I hope they show that, you know. I don't know if it's just going to be just in E-Day or if it's going to follow after. We don't know yet, but I am really excited to see, you know, Gears of War take place during E-Day because I've always wanted to see that. But anyways, so now the Locust drone is dead, and we get, unfortunately, you know, the ground caving in. Marcus catches himself, and you know, it's just breaking down. And the thing I kind of wanted to say about that real quick is that's what was really the scary part about the Locust. They would do this type of stuff and destroy homes, destroy cities, and just like, how do you fight that when you don't even have feet to, you know, I mean, ground to stand on with your feet? You can just fall, and you know, they could just simply destroy the ground beneath you. And I thought that was really cool. It just kind of brings like that dark and gritty feeling of that again. And of course, Dom, my favorite character. Feels so good to see him. I miss seeing Dom. And then one thing I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna be quiet real quick. If you didn't notice, when Dom saves Marcus, you can hear the Mad World sound. You can hear it. Like right here. And it plays for a little bit, like even when Marcus is playing it, putting on his headband and all that. And it plays throughout the rest of the trailer, and God, that gave me the feels hardcore. So the one thing I want to point out here, the part that's kind of crazy about this image right here is you can see, you know, you see the other COG soldiers flying the helicopters trying to go into battle and all that, and you can see all these emergence holes, all these locusts popping out. You can see a corpser popping up right here in the top right here, and then I think another corpser right here, and there's just so much going on in this like short little sequence. Just like pay attention to everything. Corpser. There's freaking Locust coming out here at the bottom. It's just like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. There's drones walking around right here. There's you know, you got the helicopters flying in the distance. It's just chaos. It's just chaos, and that's what Gears of War Emergence Day needs to be. It needs to be horrible, chaotic chaos that just is gritty and dark and shows how horrible the Locusts are, because that is what Emergence Day is. Emergence Day is an attack on a people who had no idea these things existed, and essentially it's just horrible innocent people dying, just the worst things you can imagine. You know, hopefully, you know, as much as I would hate to kind of say this, I'm not trying to sound like an evil person when I say this, but I hope they show what happened with Maria and the kids, you know, because that's always been the biggest thing with Dom, you know, knowing what happened to his kids, that they died on E-Day. You know, just maybe we get to see what happened to other characters like Barrett and Cole and stuff like that. I really hope that they depict, you know, in great detail what happened to a lot of these characters during Emergence Day, because even though we have yet to have a game on this day, Emergence Day is easily the biggest point in the story, because this is where it all started. This is where all the Locusts and everything came out, where all bunch of humans died before the hammer strikes, before everything, before we got to see the adventures of the original trilogy. And this is why I'm excited. So I just wanted to make this discussion video, guys, to show you guys that I'm excited for this game. I am back. I want to make more content for this game. I'm going to make as much lore videos as I can. And I am so excited, guys. If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe and tell me what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Gears of War Emergence Day? I am extremely excited. Can't wait, guys. We're finally back. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.